Hi everyone, it's Dave. Welcome back to our first YouTube channel together. We're super excited. We're going to be making a series of videos talking all things commercial cleaning, honestly, all things cleaning business in general. So we have a special guest today, and she's going to introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Vieira. I'm a former owner of a business, a cleaning business. The name was Elite Commercial Cleaning, and I'm here with David. I'm so happy because we have a lot of things to talk about it. We have a lot of things to share with you, but the most important thing, we have a lot of things to learn together, and that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
So today, what I want to talk about, we want to start talking about when we decide to open a cleaning business, right? Like any other business that people have, it's very important you make goals, right? What kind of business you want? What a kind of cleaning business you want? You want a part-time business? You want a full-time business? You want a business only that works in your community? Or you want a state business? Or you want maybe a country business that you can attend every single state of US or even internationally? Depends of your goals. So that is going to dictate how you're going to set up your business. It's going to dictate your goals and how you're going to achieve it. The cleaning business for 2025, I believe in David, you can even agree with me. I don't know. I noticed that a lot of people are jumping in the cleaning business. There are a lot of people because of AI now, right?
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
they are getting out of business. They are trying to find business to serve people, right? Because you cannot have AI to clean your business, right? You have to have somebody to clean your business. You cannot have an AI for plumbing or electrical or construction, right? You have to have a person. So many people now are jumping in and the wagon of cleaning business. And you have to be smart because there is a lot of competition out there. There are many people, they are promising things for you, and it's easy to get, involved on those business, and you're not gonna have the return that you have. I like Davis business because he is the front and the face of his business. He put the work in order for his business to be successful, right? I'm gonna be very sincere with you folks. I know David, I believe I talked to his dad and then I talked to him for several years now. And I had the privilege to see his business to grow, right? But I think he's successful because he put the work to it and he is the face of his business, right? There are a lot of companies out there that are gonna give you the opportunity to be a franchise. Do you want to do that? Remember, to be a franchise, you're giving the opportunity for somebody else to grow their business. It's their name, it's their business model, it is not yours. You just there, and you buy for the services, you buy for the information, but somebody else's name is in the top of the line, right? So, do you want to have a business like this? There are a lot of people out there also that is subcontracting cleaning companies, right? They call you, I'm like, oh, I'm going to give you the clients that you want. But in the end of the line, they're the ones saying that they have the business. They're getting a cut of your pay for 30-40%. And then you doing the hard work. And they're the one in the Disneyland. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. If you decide to open a business, it's a hard work. There is no easy methods to do that. You can see Google, you can see Under Armour, you can see Amazon. Everybody work very hard to build a brand, right? That's what means to have a business. You're not gonna work hard and have somebody else, taking the credits of your hard work. And that's why I like David.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. So many people think you can just get into it, and especially cleaning industry, it's a very low startup cost, and a lot of people think they can, just get into it and then, just start hiring a bunch of people and they don't have to worry about anything. And I'm here to tell you that's not the truth, right? If you want a true successful business and you really want to keep your clients for a long period of time, then you have to put the work in. You have to show up. You have to so you if and I'm going to say this. If you don't want to be the face of your company, then you need to have someone in your company that has the same values and wants to run your company the same way you want to, right? Obviously some people get into the cleaning business and that's their goal, like they don't want anything to do with it, they just want to get as much money as possible, right? That is possible if you have the right people running your business, right? But so many of us just jump into it and hire whoever and then their business fails. And there's, like I said, there's many different routes to take in the cleaning business. But if you want to grow it like I have grown it, I've been very involved not only with the clients, but as well as with the employees, right? You have to take care of your help. If you don't take care of your help, then your help will not take care of you. If you are just treating them like a number or just like another cleaner, then they can go anywhere for that, right? You need to get your cleaners to know that they're valued working for you, number one, but number two, you're going to take care of them, right? So when they have something arise, that you're going to help them out, right? Like for example, you're not just gonna fire them because they got sick all of a sudden on a really busy day. Well, you're going to work with them. Obviously it can't happen all the time, but you're going to show them that you care about them. And that's, a huge part of your business is your people that you employ. So you got to think about that also.
Exactly. I think, and that the times that we have right now, as I said in the beginning, right? You have to decide what kind of business you want to have, right? And you want to be the face of your business, right? And you have to put everything down. You have to write, and in the beginning, you're gonna have to do it all. You have to find people to do your website. You have to make sure that you know your numbers, you have to go buy your chemicals, you have to go training people. But that's the fun part of to have a business. And that's how you learn. Sometimes what's gonna happen, and what happened to me in my business, many times I made mistakes, but I learned from it. Right? So this whole conversation that we have over here, it is just to open your eyes that you build your business, you build your brand, and you don't give to nobody else to make money off you.
Oh,
Okay?
absolutely.
No make a lot of people out there, oh my gosh, you're gonna make, $1 million in a year, $2 million, whatever the case may be. If sounds too good to be true, because it is. Okay? I'm telling you, you're not gonna make $1 million in the first year or even the second year. You're gonna end up building. You're gonna build a little by little, but you're not gonna do everything at once like people are promising. Don't spend your money in courses out there that telling you, oh, I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna make out this money. You know what I mean? You have to enjoy those kind of services to get it. In order for you to get your clients that you're gonna have to have, right? Cleaning business is a business of trust. Many of your clients is going to come by referral. Okay. Second, you send letters like Dave does. You target one area, you send a personal letter, you call them, you show up as a business owner, right? People like that. When you have computers calling, chasing people around, you just become a number like any other company. Okay? Show that you care. If you care about your clients, you care about your business, and you're going to be successful. Okay? I'm telling you, you're not going to be on a yacht on the first year of your business. You're not going to be on a second, maybe on your third, on the fourth. Okay? It is a hard work. It's a hard work. If somebody's telling you otherwise, don't believe them. Okay, you should be the face of your business. Okay, when people come and ask you about how you do it, how you train, how much you make, you should know all those questions, the answer from all those questions. Nobody else, should know. There are a lot of companies out there that are franchise, and you go, oh, I'm gonna invest this money here because they have all the processes already created. But guess what? Nobody's gonna know you. They're gonna know them because you're making that name to grow, right? For example, McDonald's. McDonald's is a big franchise, right? They have different owners, but everybody, when talk about McDonald's, they only see one thing: McDonald's. They believe it's just one owner. So you don't want it to do that. You want it to be your own company, and the most important thing, you want to do your own legacy.
Absolutely. And I want to add something to that. I think that I think that's a really good comparison, talking about that. But jumping back to what you said earlier, talking about systems. So like so many of us when we're just getting started, we have no idea number one how to bid, how many people to send to certain locations, what products to use on what, and everything in between, right? It's kind of like a learning game, right? So in the past 10 years, if you could imagine, I have gone the ups and downs of my business. We've had so much happen for us to put policies and procedures in place. But not only policies and procedures, but our systems, right? Our systems from what happens right when you get to an account all the way down to the end of the clean, all the way from our office staff following up, making sure the clients are happy, from the formulas that we're bidding. So, that when we're going out and we're like, okay, we see this building, it's 4 stories. Okay, what do? We don't know how to bid it. Well, over time, you're going to figure out how much it's going to cost you for your payroll tax, insurance, supplies, profit. You're going to figure out a formula that works for you. I could tell you my formula, but at the end of the day, my numbers are going to be different than yours because my cleaners clean at a different pace than yours, right? I know how fast my cleaners can clean. I'm like, okay, if they can clean a 20,000 square foot facility in X amount of time, and your cleaners can clean a 20,000 square foot facility in X time, we have two different, production rates, right? Obviously, there's, the standard of how much square foot you can clean per hour. But like I said, everyone will come up with their systems and, figure out what's right for them. And I'm sure you can talk about, you had your own systems and mine probably
E-
were completely different.
ex- exactly. When I used to go in people's place and now to do an estimate. First of all, I always hear what the client wants. And then I always educate my clients as well what they need, because a lot of times they don't want to just, the cleaning business, a lot of times people don't they don't give the value they were supposed to, right? So that's why you have to educate your clients. This is the price because I have to pay taxes, I have to pay insurance, workers' comp, which is going to protect you. But another thing people need to realize that prices is going to vary between areas, right? If you are in Montgomery County, it's going to be a different price than if you are in PG County. Hourly wage are different, right? You have to consider it, take in consideration the materials that you're gonna use, right? Every single thing. I'm a kind of person that I don't believe in square footage. I believe you walk in a place and you see what they need, what's needed, right? And you tell your client, right, what's needed. Square footage, oh, you're gonna get square footage, but if you have a bunch of things inside of our office, or you have to remove a lot of things, or you have, like to go to the top to the bottom to clean, it's gonna be a different price. So that's why you have to choose what is the best for you, right? And you be upfront with your clients. This is what it's gonna cost and why it's gonna cost. And sell yourself, right? We have systems in places that we're going to guarantee that your facility of your house is clean, right? We have, we, for example, a residential clean, this is the price because once a month we clean your fridge or once a month we clean your oven. So you have to justify the price that you're giving to your clients. So for example, how much is a single family house that you're gonna is gonna cost you? You need to see what you need to do to clean the house. You need to see the distance, right? And also you need to know how many times you have to go to that property to clean. Everything is gonna come to price. So there's an like it's not gonna be one price for all. You have to really
Absolutely.
know, you have to really know what you need to do, your clients, your location, your expenses.
Yeah, no, that was all really good. And I want to add something to that. I really liked how you said that, you don't charge by the square foot. And I know you did a lot of when you had your business, you did a lot of houses as well as commercial. Um, but for example, for us, so it's so funny because, for example, I had an office call, they had 10 stories, and you know they wanted a quote for the whole building. Well, they told me, can you base it off a square foot? And I said, well, no, I can't, because I'm not going to clean your closets, I'm not going to clean all your storage areas. Like, you can't base it off of that. I know some companies swear by square foot, but for at least my company, we do not do that. We have a minimum cost that we will not come out for any less than this. Um, but then we also realize that every facility is different, right? So the level of detail that some clients require is different. So some just want, for example, I might have an office say, I want on all the floors, I want all the trash done, I want all the dusting, I want vacuuming and mopping, which that would be considered basic cleaning to us. But then I have some clients that say to us, Dave, no, you know what? We want everything detailed. We want the baseboards not just dusted. We want them scrubbed. We want everything scrubbed. So it will really depend on the client and what their requirements are. But I really like using that comparison because so many people are like, you have to do it by square foot, or it's your business. Like I said, you will figure out what works best for you. For us, we don't do it off of that way. Like Anna said, she doesn't do it that way either. So you'll figure out what works best for you.
Another thing that to me it was important to my clients, as I talk a little bit before. I always educate my client, right? Because one thing it is they think what they need, and then we know what they really really need, right? And a lot of times people they would come to me and say in a building, oh, I just want you vacuum the floors, but I'm like, see, the baseboard's all dusty, you know you see, we need to collect your garbage, you know what I mean, your fridge needs to, because otherwise it's not going to look clean, right? And you have to have everything in writing. Sometimes when you sit and you educate your clients, they're going to give you the work because they know that you know the best, right?
Oh,
Because you're offering
absolutely.
them, and you have to be upfront. We are not here to get your money. We are just over here telling you what is necessary for your facility to feel clean, right? Our products that we use, you have to educate them, Look, this is not a house cleaning products. We have commercial grade products that is made actually to disinfect everything and make it everyone safe. So, and also explain another thing that is important. You're gonna train your employees according to the needs of your client as well. So it's very important you also understand that. That is also a money that you have to include on the prices that you give to your clients. Okay, and you have to value who you are. There are a lot of people out there, look, that pretend to have a business, right? I had few clients before that they said to me, oh, your price is a little bit priced. I had somebody over here, that have a business, and they charge me, like half what you're charging. And I'm like, just because this person has a business card doesn't mean that they have a business. And I even can verify to you, you know, I'm I'm giving this price because I have very valid expenses, right? I have to train my people. I have, things that I have to consider. That is the supplies, also the time, everything. So this is our price. You're gonna compete now with a lot of people out there. They're gonna give a banana price. There is a lot of advertising in Facebook that I see, cleaning companies for $19. We clean your house for $19. I mean, really, you're gonna clean a house for $19. How much you paying the people that are working to clean their house? Nothing. Nothing. And people believe that. And how you compete with that? Yes, this is how you compete. $19 that you're paying, our people are trained to work in your home, right? We have a background check. We don't send somebody from the street in your house that you don't know, right? We are insured. These are the insurances that you have, right? We have workers' comp. That means if somebody have a heart attack in your house, we gonna deal with, not you. If you got somebody from the street don't have insurance, you pretty much are gonna lose everything that you have. So that's what make us different from the other companies out there. So you have to make sure that your business is unique so people can request your services. And you can do that. You can be different from a lot of companies out there. Just because people have a logo in a business card doesn't mean that they are a good business.
Oh, absolutely. And I also want to add back to what you were saying about pricing. Like, you get what you pay for. Like, unfortunately, especially the cleaning industry that we're in, no matter if you're doing commercial or residential, there's always going to be the people that want to nickel and dime your pricing, and not pay full price, which we understand that. And I also, like Anna was saying, I always educate my clients. I always let them know that you're not just paying for the cleaning lady, you're paying for not only our payroll taxes, insurance, supplies, as well as I always tell them we've got to make money. So we've done the hard work for them. We've trained them. We've got them up to our standard. You're going to love our cleaning, but it comes at a price. And I'm going to tell you, 99% of
I
all my
think
clients. Go ahead.
I think what you want to say is like you're not paying for the cleaning lady. You're paying for DCC.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is
No.
it's totally different, right? You are not a cleaning lady. We are the DCC.
Yeah, so, but unfortunately, I'm gonna say, and I'm sure you know this too. I mean, so many people just don't understand what goes into it. They literally think they're paying for just, the labor, but they're paying for a lot more. And unfortunately, you know, it's just the business we're in. But if you stand your ground and you explain to them, this is what it's going to cost, then they'll be a little bit more understanding. But I also think you shouldn't explain yourself, right? Right? Like, a lot of the national chains, they basically they don't care. They just push through as much as possible. They want to hit this amount of sales goal every year. So they don't care about, the quality of work. They just push through as many possible. So you have an advantage over them as well. So yeah.
I had somebody that I contacted my company when I had my company a long time ago. And it was a residential company. It was somebody that indicated us. As you know, I don't like doing residential. I never liked doing residential. I did for my personal friends. But I remember she's like, I'm gonna pay $250, but I wanna do the laundry for me. And I'm like, how many load of laundries you talking about? Well, between 8 to 10. And I'm like, you crazy? A load of laundry is like in for wash is like 40 minutes to 1 hour. So pretty much that person has to be cleaning and wash your laundry for 1 hour at a time. It's gonna be more than 8 hours for $250. And your house is huge. That means that I have to send between 2 to 3 people. I mean, lady, $250 is not even the beginning. It's not
Oh
even the
yeah.
beginning. It's not even the beginning.
People
Put
don't
like put like $600.
people just don't understand. They really don't. They think that they can get all of this for really cheap. And what's unfortunate is, and I'll tell you why, the unfortunate thing is there's so many companies out there that unfortunately get taken advantage of because they're not a legitimate company. And so these people that, we deal with, they ask us unreasonable things because they think that it's not unreasonable because they've had it, they've used another company and they thought it was okay. But then when they don't show up or they forget stuff, they wonder why. And then they come to a company like us and they're like, I shouldn't pay any more than $50 a ton. Like, people are just crazy. But that's just, it's the cleaning business. And you just got to end up finding, um, you know, you just got to end up finding what your niche is and what kind of clients you want to, attract, right?
Exactly. Another thing it is, like when not everyone. This is one thing that I want to talk about for a new business owner, right? Because you're in a business to make money, you just open a business, you see every client as a client, but sometimes some clients not worth the headache. Sometimes clients can be an investment to other business opportunities, but it's not every client. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So not everybody is good to be a client. Sometimes, like the little money that you make is not worth the headache. So you have to choose what is good for you, right? And it's going to choose what is good to grow your business. And that's the most important thing. Another thing it is sometimes don't cheap yourself out, right? Clients sometimes, oh, I used to pay $100 to clean my whole house, but you know who is the person that is gonna be sacrificing there is the cleaner, the people that clean your house, because the companies they're not gonna lose their profits because of the low cost. Usually, the people that are working over there they're not gonna get paid what they deserve to work. So just keep that in mind. If you can clean your house for $10, you don't want nobody else to do it because cleaning homes, the cleaning business is a very hard business. It's not. It is not. It is not easy. It is a business that changes people's lives because it is so nice. You come to your home and it's clean, it smell good. You feel the peace, right? It is also so nice. You come to your office and everything is clean. Look like that you can work better. You feel better about yourself, right? But sometimes people don't give the value that is supposed to be given. But it's up to you as a business owner because you're the front of your business to choose the right contracts for you that you can, do a good services to your client as well. You have your staff getting paid well and then you get your profit.
Yeah, and I also want to add something to the people that are watching this that are just getting started. Don't be discouraged about. I know we were just talking about like having to price like top of the dollar, like top of the line, top of the dollar for services right away. I'm going to tell you when I first started, I was not, a high cleaning company, right? I had no experience. I didn't even have insurance when I started. So if you're just getting into it, you might have to price your services a little bit lower. But as you grow and as you get more accounts, you'll be able to weed out the cheap paying clients and get high paying clients. Or if you don't want to do that at all, then get experienced and you can start your prices high. But from experience, we started when I first started 10 years ago, we charged very cheap. And that's how I got a lot of my clients to gain my experience. And then over the years, as I grew our clientele and started hiring people, obviously I had more expenses and I had to figure out, okay, well, we can't charge this. We have to charge this to actually still make money. So it's like I said, it's a learning experience for everyone.
Yes.
And that's what And that's why I know we're sitting here talking about like you have to charge X amount of money. You do when you start hiring people, you have to, right? Or you're not going to make any money. But in the beginning, you might end up, charging a little bit less to get your foot in the door and get those references and get those, referrals. Because that's like how I built my business. But now I'm going to tell you, we have all very high paying clients that value our work and value our cleaners. But like I said, that happened over the last 10 years. It didn't happen over the last
Yes,
first or
exactly.
second year of my business, right? And another thing to add, I have clients that come from national chains all the time for me, and they say, you know what, Dave, we're willing to pay more. They're tired of paying the 50, 60, 80, 90, $100 a night for terrible service. I had a client just 2 months ago come to me that I bid like 3 years ago, and they said, Dave, we went through Jan Pro, Johnny King, and Coverall, and we're done with them. She's like, I'm not going to clean that system for. He's like, please put
Wow.
whatever your highest option was. Please put me on that. We're ready to pay. So sometimes it just takes clients a couple bad services with different companies, the same thing over and over again, and then they finally like, we're gonna have DCC come in and do it right. So and
Yeah,
it's back to
because
what you were saying. You get what you pay for.
exactly. And the thing it is with those national chains, right? They have everything so perfect in the books. Oh, those forums. Oh my gosh. They are more, book smart, than, street smart, because when comes to the end, like sometimes people that have their franchise, they think that they don't need to put the work into it because everything is there for them, and that's why they stuck with people that don't have a lot of experience. Remember, cleaning, everybody think that they know how to clean, but when you hire people, you need to train them to your standards, right? Because they might come from a company that they don't have standards, they don't have rules. You do have, right? Or they come from a place that they clean on their own houses. When they comes to a company, it's a different ball game. So this is why I'm saying to you guys, when you decide to open a business, right? You are the face of your business. You need to put the energy. You have to put the energy, the money, the time, and things not gonna happen right away. And that's okay if you make mistakes. I remember that one of my first contract was on Air Air Force Air Base Andrews, and was to clean the kitchen to that I used to cook for Air Force One. Was my first contract. I remember I didn't have the people and I didn't have the money to buy the products. It was funny because they said, you need to write a proposal. I'm like, what in the hell am I going to do it? Oh my gosh. You fake until you make it. So I wrote the
Absolutely.
proposal and then they contact me and they said to me, "Oh, we're gonna add some more stuff." I'm like, "By the way, can I go see the facility before I give you the proposal?" "No, no, no, no. We don't need it. We're telling you what we need to clean." Okay, so I wrote the proposal, and then by Tuesday they told me the contract is yours. And I was like, I was about to have a heart attack. And I was like, can I go see the facility? I went to see the facility on Wednesday and I almost had a heart attack there. And then, by the way, we need this clean for Saturday. And I'm like, so what now? I remember that I had $250 in a bank account to pay my electrical bill. Was that money that I used to pay for the products, right? The clean products. And then I contacted some of my friends. I said, people, just help me with this. I don't know when I'm gonna pay you guys because the federal government takes 3 months to pay. And then we all went. Took us 2 days to finish the project, but we did, right? And they were very satisfied with this. And then 3 months later, they paid, and I pay my friends. But that's what the things that happen. But those are the things that is gonna help you with your growing your business. Is experiences that you're never gonna forget. And it's gonna make you a better company in the end. Nobody has everything right until the third
Absolutely.
year until the third year of the company. It's gonna take you a lot of butt heads, you know what I mean, like pretend that you know what to do. But it is important you to know also that there are a lot of materials, a lot of courses available. For example, over here in Maryland, in Rockville, there is the Women Business Center in Rockville that you have classes that you can take, business classes that can, and it's free, right? That can help you learn and have those classes that you need, how to open a business. Also, you can have, the I forgot the name, chambers of commerce, right? That you can
Yeah.
also be part of it. It's very good to network all the time. Social media is very good, but sometimes you're not gonna get your clients from social media. It is good to put it out there so people have a references of your business. But client wise, you have to network, send letters, Google also is good. You pay Google. It's a little bit expensive, but you have the control of it. But that's about it. You have to put the work in. There is no other way around.
Absolutely. And I think like a good part that I also wanted to add before we, end this video, I also wanted to add a huge part talking about before you even consider starting a business, like you said, you need to figure out exactly what you want to do because residential cleaning and commercial cleaning are two completely different ballparks and you need to figure out what you want to do. For me, when I started, I was doing a little bit of both and then I ended up kind of getting out of the residential and I got full into commercial. And like I said, you can't go wrong with either one. You just got to figure out what works best for you. Like residential's during the
Exactly.
daytime and commercials in the evening time. So yeah, Anna, is there anything else you
Yeah.
wanted to add?
No, I'm glad that we did this. We're gonna have some more videos in the future. Dave is gonna go on a vacation now. He's gonna look like a lobster because he'll go under the sun, under the sun. But like he deserved. I know Dave for the longest time has been in business for 10 years. Only now he's breathing. You know what I mean? Because he was able to build a business, a system that allowed him now be a little bit flexible, enjoy his life, and that's what we want for all. I'm very grateful for this video. We're gonna leave our information if you guys want to contact us for anything. But I'm glad that we did this video. And please do not give your freedom and your expertise, your business away for scammers.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, so many people, and I think it's so good that we're going to be coming, and I want to add to this. We're going to be coming on, we're going to be making authentic videos talking about real life scenarios and exactly how we built our cleaning companies and allowed us to have the freedom, to be able to do what we want in our cleaning business.
Exactly. I hope you guys the best and bless you all and keep work hard. Okay? Never give up. Never give up. Because the sun shows up to everyone.
All right, everyone, we'll see you in the next video, and thank you so much, Anna, and we'll see you later.
Okay, thank you. Bye.